Hi Libra, welcome into a random next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I hope life has been treating you well. I did take a moment to meditate for a hot second and feel out and get into this Libran collective energy. And right off the bat, I was feeling a bit concerned. I'm feeling a bit confused in certain ways when it comes to certain aspects of my life, but I really better understand myself, and I feel that's going to assist with me navigating and figuring things out along the way moving forward. There's a sense of you remembering, you've done the trial and error, game, rewinding back. You've figured it out along the way when you had to. And so what's going to stop you from doing so again, in the near future? And so I feel in the next 48, you're going to be maybe a little bit distracted all over the place, feeling it maybe as well as if things are pulling you in different directions, a little bit all over the place, if you will, having a lot on your mind, wanting to get a lot done, having to get a lot done. But then you're going to be remembering the purpose of your path and how even the ups and downs, the difficulties, the obstacles, in the past have left you a stronger, more courageous, confident individual with strategy that you don't even remember you have within I'm hearing pick from and then re-implement, to make sure things go smoother than they once have or they have been. Let's pull a couple of these Sacred Traveler Oracles. For Libra, unknown territory, you're exactly where you need to be, reminding you once again, reiterating the purpose message, but of your path. But it's this feeling of you thinking about where you're living, where you're working, where you're running your business for some, thinking about how things have changed recently. And they're saying you're exactly where you're meant to be. Time is going to be on your side, especially in the next 48 and surrounding it, where you end up at the right store at the right time. You end up connecting with the right person at the right time, even if that's digitally, at a distance. But I feel you are going to feel very connected to your higher self. You're going to be as well feeling connected to the trust that you need to be having or regain for the mystery of the path that you are now walking, more so, as I feel certain major life changes have recently taken place for a lot drawn to the reading, which does naturally leave you in certain unfamiliar, unknown territories, you know what I mean? While maybe some familiar territory intertwined with it, or, you know what I'm saying? For example, I moved to a new place of residence not too long ago, at the beginning of November, and although I'm for the most part, familiar with the location it's in, I wasn't familiar with the housing situation to the fullest extent. So stuff like that is taking a highlight. I also feel, Libra, your wisdom is a huge part of the next 48. You can't help but feel more intelligent than you've been feeling recently. Spirit saying, well, you've been gaining a lot of important downloads, even in your sleep, even in moments where you're not realizing it in your waking reality. I feel you're going to as well be thinking about moments where you randomly stumbled upon social media posts and random conversations with others, even things on TV, and you felt very informed or more informed. You learned, you might be someone like myself where it feels like every day you're learning something significantly new, something new of significance, and this is all leading up to you being more informed, more intelligent, feeling more so wise, right? Wiser than you have been, right? Rewinding back. There's going to be moments where you're pushed to look at things significantly, very purposely, in spirit saying, well, that was for either a moment of pure distraction, right, from what was at hand or what you were thinking about or being pushed to remember specifically, and or a moment where that object or whatever ends up being, that moment is a message from spirit, for a lot of which is going to be, for example, if you're to look up the spiritual meaning of a tree, which is what I was just pushed to look at. There's a bunch of them around me. That means it talks about spiritual replenishment, okay? But it doesn't have to be a spiritual meaning that you're meant to look up, or an angel number meaning for that matter. It definitely could just be a moment, say you're looking at a kid playing. Let's think back to the good times when you were growing up. Maybe, you need to glorify certain aspects of your path for a sake of appreciation, for a sake of remembering the purpose of it all. Get ready for new horizons. I love this. I feel like, okay, a game. This reminds me of a PC game I used to play growing up for the movie Pocahontas. But yeah, whatever. They were giving me that imagery because I feel for someone specifically, you're remembering a game you played as a kid that's purposeful to remember. Support is all around you, my fellow traveler. I feel like you are going to be thinking about travel for the future, whether it's to go see one if not multiple people, and or for, you know, leisure, for fun, for experience sake. But it's the next 48 that reminds you you're very spiritually connected. You are so supported. I even feel there's a couple different people, you know, even if they're not within this 2-day period for you physically, that have your back. You know, for some, you're working a job where there's people you cannot trust. There's people that have stabbed you in the back, or at least been spreading a rumor or two about you, or trying to make you look bad, while there are other people higher up than them, or just more important than them, nicer than them, that have your back and do squash certain lies or negativity, or even spread positivity about you to the point where it overpowers and overshadows whatever devil card energy, 5 of Wands energy that was or has been for you. That was a little bit heavy, but it came out for a reason. Pulling right from the middle as well. The peacock is taking a highlight, as well as the rainbow. Your happiness, my friend, your ability to adapt and show off in other points. Retract, is that the wording? You know, bring in your feathers of joy and confidence and experience, and decide to, or just naturally choose not to show off. You know, maybe protect your energy and stay within your own bubble, or get back to being in your own lane. You know, finding that balance in life of you know, associating, disassociating, showing off, not showing off, accomplishing, not accomplishing. You know what I mean? Healing even is going to be taking a highlight for you. Because I feel like there hasn't been enough balance in your life. There hasn't been enough... yeah, let's just say balance. Anyways, watching clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. You might be someone like myself where you just stay busy pretty much 24/7, and it is feeling fulfilling a lot of the times. It's even necessary, right? You create it for yourself. Your world, life as a whole makes you feel like you don't have another choice at times. But in the next 48, there is time where you can lie back and relax. Heal, my friend. Regain a sense of inner peace that I feel life at times, even recently for a lot, just strips away, minimalizes, you know. Let the worries, the concerns, the heaviness, even the responsibilities of your life in certain moments dissipate. Even if it's simply in a small period, within a small period at the end of your day, each of the 2 days, great. We need to at least have part of each day where you can just relax, all right? You owe it to yourself. I feel there's a tension, an uptight kind of energy about you at certain points, and I don't blame you. You know what I mean? You know, for me, I know it's definitely negative energy, whether it's spiritual, my spirituality, certain spirits, or other people's energy, the energy in certain situations at times, all that I have on my plate. I can relate, you know what I mean? And whatever ends up being for you, they're saying regardless, you may need a massage, right? Even if it's, you know, you massaging yourself, but somebody needs to put aside a little bit of money here and there in order to invest in a personal massage, you know? A professional one. I keep saying time and time again, I'm going to do that, and then I never do it. It's like, come on, Justin, go get a massage, you know? You'll spend money on this and that otherwise that you don't need or you just want, but what about your physical health? Your physical health is taking a highlight. Have you been working out enough? Have you been eating the right foods, drinking enough water? Have you been resting enough? I guarantee that one at the very least, no. Even if you think you have been. Remembering that at times as well, again, finding the balance. Oversleeping can make you feel more tired. Drinking too much water can make you feel unhealthy as well. Find the balance. Listen to your temple. Listen to your intuition, and selectively spirit, you know, after the fact. 937, look up the angel number meaning. Tread thoughtfully. You might be somebody like myself where you do get lost in the mundane tasks and, you know, the habits, the routines that you already have set in place. You know, you're really good at doing something and you just do it over and over and over. But then, you know, they're saying it's important for you to kind of take a step back and then tread forward more thoughtfully. I'm not saying you're not an overthinker at times. I'm not saying that you don't think things out or, aren't well thought out and methodical, but it's something like that. You know what I mean? Let's move on to some tarot. That was over 10 minutes of just the tarot. You're going to be feeling to yourself, but then there are moments where Spirit's saying, why do you feel so connected to other souls, even at a distance? Why do you feel like you're not alone when you are physically? Because you're not actually physically alone. There are spirits surrounding you. Again, going back to this fellow traveler card, there's so much support, Libra. And I feel even if you are going to continue to, for a lot, live a loner lifestyle, or at least partially, I do feel like you love your alone time, at least to an extent. But they're saying we need more connecting within your world. We need more interactions of importance. We need to have you experiencing the soul-to-soul connections that I don't feel you've had enough of recently, or in general, up until this point along your path. And they're saying, all right, I get it. There have been time and time again, you meet this new person. This could be a great friendship, or you then label them as a friend and they stab you in the back, or they end up being untrustworthy, or just, they're not who you thought they were, as their facade just falls to the wayside and you see them more clearly. Or you date somebody even, and that ends up being a toxic connection, or, has its red flags that you then have to not ignore, and you dump them, or whatever the case may be. But there's more guidance within your world, more protection than ever. And so we need you to notice that when you are pushed to meet somebody, connect with them or reconnect with them, there's reasoning, there's purpose to it. You know what I mean? There's protection wrapped up into it. Because I feel like you had negatively been guided to, or continue to associate yourself, connect with certain people when you should have chosen otherwise. And so you live and you learn, you know what I mean? And I feel there used to be a lot of negative spiritual playing with taking place in regards to who you connected with, who you continued to, and even what situations you took on commitment-wise and responsibility-wise and continued with. And a hell of a lot less, if not literally none of that is taking place at this point. So breathe. Allow people in, you know what I mean? Selectively, of course. And remember that your intuition will be speaking to you, even shouting to you very clearly at this time, and more so moving forward. Look at this. Regain your strength, my friend. You're needing to remember how strong you truly are from all that you've been through, and just for, all the effort that you've put in to become this strong, wise, mature individual that you truly are. I really feel you have Aquarius in your chart for a lot, but you are a star, my friend. Your dreams, your goals, your wishes are taking a highlight, and they're saying have the strength and courage to believe in them once again, or in general. Have the ability come back to be, to believe things into existence, and to allow for spirits to assist you greatly all the meanwhile. But you're going to be receiving gifts, my friend. Intuitive, Spirit can actually give you an intuitive feeling or two, that does happen, but I'm feeling more so gifts of communication, moments of opportunity to connect, to succeed more, to reap in the financial rewards and abundance otherwise. You're going to find there are little treasures like Aquarius this next 48 reading, are to be discovered. You're going to feel like your path is in unstoppable, continuous treasure hunt, where you don't actually have to search for it, but you stumble upon these little pockets of golds, these gems, if you will. I feel, something about a lantern for you, a street lantern, or maybe more like the Hermit card, if we look here, but they're saying, to wrap up this reading, this is going to be a very powerful next 48, where you are reaping the rewards, the abundance as things change. We're needing to make some adjustments all the meanwhile, as I feel things are going to get busier for a lot, but lighter and more complex also came up in Aquarius is reading. They're saying to wrap up this reading, silence your mind when need be, but I do feel as if new passionate beginnings, one in particular might be sparked in the next 48, but at the very least, a bunch of them will be sparked and continued with, and will grow and prosper for you and benefit you in the near future. This has been an amazing, powerful reading. I obviously hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you a ton of love and light. Until the next time we meet, Libra, please do take care.